Hello, hello. How y'all doing out there? This is Brother Darwin McGriff with Forever Free Ministries Men, and I am coming at you on a Saturday night. Why? Because I ain't got nothing else to do. And so, since I don't have anything to do, I'm just jumping on to holler at you real quick. That's right, just jumping on to holler at you real quick. And what I got going on here is since I am on Forever Free Men, part of my an extension to my wife's ministry of Forever Free Ministries right there you see behind me. And so she has helped me over the years with my ministry and stuff, and as I'm getting older I'm slowing down, and but the word is always going to come forth. And so I am on here with Forever Free Men, and I just want to tell you, the men and the women that are out there listening, just a little bit about myself. Because even when you go join a church, you guys don't really know who the pastor is. You just go to church and the man preaching, and next thing you know, you joining the church. So I don't want you to come on here and hear me talking or saying something or put something out and then don't know who the man is behind the videos, behind the commercials, behind the promotion of Forever Free Ministries and Forever Free Ministries Men. So to give you some background, my name is Brother Daryl McGriff. Yes, that's me. Born in Tyler, Texas, right down the street from the DFW area or the DFW Metroplex. And I was born there, and back in the day in Mother Francis Hospital. If you ain't from Tyler and you ain't been around a while, then you don't know nothing about it. But that's where I was born. Then my mom married my dad, and he was in the military. So we did a lot of traveling around. He was in the army. So we did traveling. We went to Germany a couple of times. We was here in different states here in the U.S. And then when he was getting ready to retire, then I messed around and then I joined the military. I was in for 11 and a half years in the U.S. Army. I was stationed in Germany two times. I was also stationed in Korea, and I also was stationed in Maryland and good old Oklahoma. Well, I don't know about how good Oklahoma is. Sorry about that if you're from there. But the one thing and interesting about station in Maryland that I was not in Fort Meade in the Baltimore area, but I was in the back of Maryland, like in a little back part panhandle where you can go Maryland, across the street was Pennsylvania, and then if you take a left and go back, you're in West Virginia. So that's how far back I was in Maryland. And what I learned there, they had a place, number one, the president go to Camp David. So where I wasn't too far from Camp David. And also they had a place called Site R that don't too many people know about. And it was one of them underground cities where you go and the guys check your truck and with the dogs and all that kind of stuff. Then they twirl this big old giant door that's about as thick as a regular, it says about as wide as a regular door, but it's like tall and thick as I don't know what. So you open up that, then you drive into the tunnel. Then they have another door. They open that, let you in, close that one. Then the guy comes out, checks your credentials again, open another big old giant door, and then you go in there and park. And like I say, it was a lot of like an underground city, and they had all the branches of the military in there. You see Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, all kind of guys walking around in there. Like I say, it was a little city up under the ground, under the mountain, however you want to call it. But that was interesting to see at that time. And then, I got out the military. And when I got out the military, while I was in the military stationed back at Fort Sill. Also, I went to high school at Lawton High School for just 1 year, coming from Germany. a little place called Bad Kreuznach, Germany. They didn't close that army base down now, and it's strictly German all the way. But I went to high school there in Germany and Bad Kreuznach from ninth grade, ninth, 10th, and 11th. Then we left there, and I went to Lawton High School in Lawton, Oklahoma at Fort Sill for my senior year and 1 year at Cameron University before I then, like I said, joined the Army, did 11.5 years, and then I got out. But while I was in Lawton back in the day, that's around 88, between 88 and 89, I was there and I started, first I call it Party Time Productions, where we did High Five at the McMahon Auditorium, and it was so crazy. They had in there, most of those auditoriums have, because they do plays and everything, so they had an orchestra pit. Why, I don't know. The guys from High Five, one of them decided to jump down in the orchestra pit, and so when the others saw the one jump, they all jumped. So all these young teenage girls wanted to see them, so they just bum rushed to the orchestra pit. It was a big old thick railing right there, but those girls bum rushed that trying to see those guys so bad that it bent the railing, and they shut it all down right there and just shut it down. So everybody had to leave. They clicked on the lights. Y'all got to go. I felt bad for them because it was a packed house. Hey, I ain't had nothing to do with shutting it down, so it was no refunds. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that hurt my heart even then is after the concert and everybody was getting out and he was putting High Five back in the limousine in the back, I heard this one mother tell her teenage daughter, "Girl, you better get out of this car and get in that limousine with those boys." I mean, you talking about something that just broke my heart. I was like, wow, I can't believe. So when you see stuff like that on TV and how mothers are telling their daughters to do stuff, I guess for money or something, I don't even know why she told her to do that. I don't know. These guys go from city to city. What made her think that her daughter was going to be special enough that one of these guys was going to marry her and like sweep her off her feet? Yeah, they said so. If the mother was thinking like that, that was just bad parenting all the way around. And that's how you know that some of these mothers don't need to be mothers, because they still kids and they think crazy themselves. Also, another incident that happened when we was doing a concert, and this time it was at the Great Plains Coliseum. It was like a B&GB, One Cause, One Effect, Special Generation, and that was called the MC Hammer Posse, because they were all on MC Hammer's record label back there at the time. And so on that one, they were spending the night because they had another concert in Minneapolis, and so they stayed like 2 days there in Lawton before they went up to Minneapolis. And what was so crazy about that is that these girls, that was what, I'm just gonna say it was a Friday night concert. So these girls were up in the hotel with those guys every day that they were still there in town before they went to Minneapolis. Again, what's the purpose of this? They're going to Minneapolis, and they don't tell her how many more cities they're going to hit before that. And they're spending the night with these guys. And I don't know how many people were in that room, because it was 5 guys. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. So they had 2 rooms. And we went up there to see the guys just to talk to them and stuff. The next day, all them girls were still there. They ain't left. They ain't went and get no new clothes, no nothing. They were just still there. And I was like, if this ain't sad, these girls are still here, then spent the night, all these guys around, and them in there with them. So I ain't no telling what was going on, what was done. And day after that, guess what they did? They got on the bus and they went to Minneapolis, Minnesota without them. So again, I don't know what the parents was teaching these kids that allow them, and I ain't talking about these grown girls. I'm talking about these are teenage girls, probably like 17, 18, and 19 or something like that. So I don't know why the parents let them do that and don't have nothing to say about it. That's just crazy the way some people are parenting their daughters. These are daughters. I ain't talking about just the boys. I'm talking about the daughters. Then you wonder why so much teen pregnancy and stuff going around. But it's crazy like that. So that was most of my uh, military days. And then after I uh, came back from Korea, I got out, but my first wife at the time was still in. So then we was down because she was stationed at Fort Hood. So we was down in that Killeen, Harker Heights, what's the other place over there? Copper's Cove area. So we was down there, and then that's when I really got into comedy. Then I went into comedy, started promoting comedy. One of the shows at first that I helped with was with was it Steve Harvey? Yeah, it was with Steve Harvey. So we had Steve Harvey. A guy brought Steve Harvey down, and I promoted that for him in that area. Then not too long after that, a guy, matter of fact, he's called Al Wash, and he's up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think it's what ALW Entertainment. He's the one that was doing them Al Liscombe's the HBCU game between, I guess, what it was, Prairie View and Grambling. So back then, that was the early 90s. He was bringing Sinbad down to that area because he was doing a concert with, I think, Sinbad in Austin, and I think it might have been Dallas. So he had another day that he needed made up. So I forgot how they contacted me, but they contacted me, and I promoted that Sinbad show down there at the Belton County Expo, right down there in that Killeen, Harker Heights, Belton area. So I started doing the comedy, a lot of comedy there in Killeen. Then we went from comedy, and then I ended up coming back up to Fort Worth, and I was hanging out at Fort Worth, getting my act together because I didn't mess around and end up after 10 years and a daughter getting divorced. And so I came up to Fort Worth, started living and working there. Then I started going to church, got my act together. Then I started doing more gospel stuff. And even right before I came up to Fort Worth, believe it or not, I was managing Ernest Pugh back then. And at that time, Ernest Pugh was still married. Matter of fact, he was still in the military at that time. Even that's how I met him down at Killeen at Fort Hood. I was doing public motion around there with gospel acts and ran into him. So me and Ernest got together. I managed Ernest for a little while, and then he finally moved up to Maryland. And then when he moved up to Maryland, that's kind of how we lost contact. And bring it real around full circle, he came back and moved down toward Houston or Kingswood or whatever, that some area down there near Houston. And so we hooked up again for a little while, did some promotion for him, and just things like that. But like I said, I got saved, is what they call saved. Got my act together, did a lot of promotion with comedians also. If you know, here in Grand Prairie, Norris J, the gospel inspirational rapper, I managed him on and off. And then also my man Jazz, he was a gospel comedian, I'm gonna say inspirational comedian. Managed him for a little while. And so, just had some fun, always in the music industry, because I was in the band in high school, played the percussion session, so bass drum, snare drum, drum set, all that drumming stuff, the triangle, the chimes, the timpani, all that good stuff. So that's what that's a little bit of my background, what I do and how I did and the way I roll. And like I said again, now in 2000, 2001, we can't keep it straight as men. Then that's when I married my current wife that we've been together, 25 years, Deidre McGriff. And like I said, so this is her ministry, Forever Free Ministries. And this right here is from her first book, that you don't have to be in jail to be locked up. And so that's the cover from that one. And then She got her backup book, It's Been Me All the Time. And then she got a third one that's finished. And I guess we're going to go ahead and do something with it for 2026. And that one is called What About My Dream? God is asking you, what about my dream for you? Basically, what about my purpose for you? Have you forgotten or not spent enough time with me to know what my dream is for you, what my purpose is for you? So look for What About My Dream coming 2026. And you can go on Amazon and get her books right now. The this one here with that cover. Oh, matter of fact, what am I doing? Here you go. So there you go. You can get that one with that cover. And you can get It's Been Me All the Time. So y'all make sure y'all go to Amazon, look up Miss Deirdre McGriff. I think they changed it now. I don't know how they do on Amazon. They changed up something because we looked it up one way and it didn't come up, so we had to look it up another way. But go on there and get those books. You will be truly blessed. You'll get some more insight in on the wife and how she grew up and what she went through and how God brought her through. And It's Been Me All the Time is all about while you was talking about where you at, God, and oh God this and all God that, and God is letting you know, hey, I was right there. Everything, all the help you got, it was me. It's been me all the time. I've been right there with you. Like that poem, The Footsteps in the Sand. You only see one set of footsteps, and you think God has abandoned you, but nope, that was God carrying you. That's why you made it through. So that's a little bit about me, what we do, how we do, the way we do. And I'm just going to yip for a little bit. Then I'm going to get on up out of here. But I just wanted y'all to know who I am and what I'm about. And that we're going to see about, getting some stuff together. And if you haven't, you guys definitely need to go on the Facebook page to on Forever Free Ambassadors. Go look up Forever Free Ambassadors on the Facebook page, and you will see all the Forever Free stuff about my wife's Women's Saturday group on first and third Saturdays of each month. First and third Saturdays each month at 11 a.m. Make sure you get on there, get the information, get the number, get the Google Meet information, and join. They're getting this is going into the matter of fact, we get going to the fourth year come 2026. Is continuously growing. She has women from all over the United States, and she got some that she might have to end up starting a night group for those that's overseas, because she's been getting some overseas, like in Africa and Japan and areas like that, where the time difference is at least 13 to 16-hour time difference. So she would have to do something at night for them, just so they can be on as a whole, like the ones here in the United States. So make sure you go over there again to Forever Free Ambassadors and look up her meetings for the first and third Saturdays of each month at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's mean Texas time. Y'all got to get that. Some people still be logging in an hour early or 2 hours early because of the time difference. So when she says 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, you're still doing your time, and you're either logging in too early or you're logging in too late, and then it's over with. So make sure you understand it's 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm going to say, like I say on the men's side, and as I like to say, Texas time. So y'all make sure y'all get on that. And also join the virtual prayer meeting. That's another hot one. The virtual prayer meeting is another hot one. So you make sure that you jump on that. The virtual prayer meeting, and that's the last Thursday of each month. And that's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you jump on that because they have a wonderful, wonderful prayer, and people are really being set free, because when my wife prays, she's not playing. It's not for show. It's not to play. It's not to win somebody over, but it's actually praying for you to overcome. Because as you see right there, I don't know if it's backwards with you guys, but her scripture is John 8:36. For whom the Son has set free is free indeed. Free indeed. And that's why she calls it forever free, because we want you guys to be forever free. Be free in what God has for you. Be free. Free your mind. As she says, free your mind, free your soul, be free, forever free. Because once you truly accept God and you believe and have faith in that word, or AKA God, then you can be set free. You can be stress free. You can be set loose and set free to do all the things that God has called you to do. So y'all make sure y'all jump on that prayer at, again, 7 o'clock, the last Thursday of the month. Again, if you go to her Facebook page, or matter of fact, if you scroll down in this page, you'll see a little flyer that says the virtual prayer meeting, and you get on that, and I'm telling you, your life will be changed for the better. All right, so since I told you a little bit about me, what I also want to do is just tap in on a few subjects, just to so you can see not only about who I am, but kind of how I think about things. So now I have to give the disclaimer, because my wife know I might say something off the wall. So my disclaimer of the opinions and comments are strictly those of Brother Darrell McGriff and doesn't reflect Forever Free Ministries. Because what I have to say now, this is my personal thoughts about stuff. And so I will always, still try to keep it in a biblical context or a spiritual context, because even though it's my personal opinion, the opinion is still being made according to what I truly believe that God is trying to say in this day and time. So saying that, so I would like to say, where's my little list I put down? Oh, fell on the ground. Hold on just a second. All right, so that was about me. Oh, okay, here's what I want to do. Man, I am sick and tired of people. Well, on the other side of Forever Free Ministries, there's Love Sync Ministries. That's what I started in 2015. I'm backing and supporting my wife because she backed and supported me when I was doing Love Sync Ministries. So I don't really do much as Love Sync Ministries, but it's still out there. So my foundational scripture for Love Sync Ministries is 1 John 4:8. And 1 John 4:8 says that if you, yes, you, let me see. I don't think y'all heard me. I said, if you do not know how to love, if you do not know how to show love, if you do not know how to show love, then you do not know God. For God is love. That's right. If you don't know how to show love, then you don't know God, for God is love. So that's right. That's awesome. If you don't know how to show love, then you don't know God, for God is love. So now I want to talk about, when it comes to the races, everybody talking about the race. I'm not dating outside my race, but what about the race? I know y'all have gone to school. Now, all those that are of a certain age that goes back, Now, when we was in school, or at least when I was in school, in the schools that I went to, when they talked about race, they only talked about one race, and that was the human race. Human race. Humans race. No colors in it. Everybody that's a Homo sapien or considered a human is part of the human race. So if everybody is part of the human race, you messed around and let people use stuff to divide you. So you let them, instead of being a collective of one race, which is the human race, y'all let people split y'all apart by saying black is a race, white is a race, red is a race, yellow is a race. And now, once I break stuff down and do it that way, instead of keeping it in unity, now I can make you fight against each other. I can say this about that one, that one don't like you doing this, and this one don't like you doing this one. This one think they more superior to you. See, soon when I can do it like that, then I can start trouble, because now I'm pitting one against the other, because now I'm breaking them down into categories of color. Instead of keeping you as the human race and build as a human race, I broke it down into colors, and now I'm pitting one against the other. And when people are pitting one against the other, when it wasn't like that, that means the one that's doing it is the one that's benefiting from doing that. As long as you are together as a human race, if I try something, then as a human race together in unity, you're going to fight against me and I'm going to lose. But if I can break you down and pin one against the other, now I can do some damage. I can do some damage because I can convince you that you're either better than the other race, or they're lower than you, or they're not as smart as you. I can just use all kind of things to manipulate the situation, and then I can then profit off of that situation, because y'all gonna always be fighting against each other, and I'm gonna be up here like I have the answers for each one of y'all, because I'm using you guys to fight one another so I can build what I have going on. I can make money over here and say, hey, you guys are smarter than them. Here's what you need to do. Hey, these guys think they're smarter than you. This is what you need to do. Hey, these guys are just like, you ain't nothing. They just, they're saying that your skin color is just weak. See, I can use stuff and get something from each one of the groups, long as I can keep them separated. So remember, there's no black race, white race, yellow race, red race. There's only the human race. So if you keep talking about, well, they date outside their race. What do they do? Date a dog, an elephant, a tiger, a lion, a turtle. Those are species. That's outside the race. If you say you're gonna marry a Caucasian or a Japanese, Chinese, or whatever, then you're talking about, well, they married outside their race. No, they didn't marry outside their race. There's all a human race. They might have dated outside their culture, but they didn't date out of their race. Come on, y'all. Just wake up, man. It's just that simple if you take time to listen and watch what's going on. And the other thing is, when you come to races, y'all so divided, and each time it comes around, you keep changing the word, trying to be something that you're saying the same thing with the words from Negro to Black, African American. I don't even know what they're calling it these days. But all that is, again, is you're just putting yourself in a category to separate yourself from everybody else. And all the cultures do it. All the cultures do it. Now, hold on. Let me see something. Here you go. This is black. I'm not black. I'm not this color. I'm not black. So why would I identify with something that I'm not even nowhere close the color of? So I'm not black. And if you look and have the darkest people that you've ever seen in your life, guess what? Their hair is black, and you can see the difference between their skin color and their hair. So even if you were the darkest of the dark, your hair, whether you got a beard, mustache, your hair on your head, your eyebrows, always going to be darker than your skin color. So again, you're not black. You're of the Negroid race. You're a Negro. Don't be scared of it. Don't shy away from it. Don't be embarrassed by it. There's nothing wrong with you being a Negro. You can call yourself Black, African American, all you want to, but you're still a Negro of the Negroid race, or of the Negroid culture, more or less. I ain't gonna say race, the culture, the Negroid culture. Just like there's the Caucasian, they're the Caucasian culture. You know, you got the Spanish, they have a Spanish culture. So we need to get away from being the colors and recognize that we have different cultures from where we're located all over this world, but we're one human race, one human race. And that's how you fight inequality and everything else, by coming together as a human race. Now, I'm not going to be much longer on this, but as you see today, especially here in America, everybody is catching it from a certain person that will remain nameless at this point. So it makes no difference what culture you are, you getting hit by some stuff, and some laws are being changed, and things are happening that's affecting a lot of people. And then what we say is, well, that's what going on with them now has nothing to do with my culture, but every culture gets caught up in something that the law changes, or somebody does something that will affect that culture and sometimes harm that culture. So when it does that, we have to learn as a human race, a human race built up of all cultures, we do need to be our brother's keeper. And we do need to come together and fight the injustice of each other's culture. Because once you do one, it comes to the next, it comes to the next. But you'll say, well, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Or when we was going through, you didn't do nothing with us. That's because they divided y'all by color, and you fed into the hype. And now you figure, well, they didn't help us, we ain't gonna help them. Well, they ain't help us, we ain't gonna help them. Instead of saying, you know something, it's time today to stop this. Let's come together as human beings, and let's do this together as human beings. As they say that paperwork that's up there in DC in that glass case says, we the people. We the people. We the human race. So if we get together, the whole human race, no matter what culture you're part of, if you see your brother getting dogged out, you see your sisters getting dogged out, you see a certain culture being dogged out, then everybody needs to show that human unity as one and fight as one instead of separate. It went just like anything that happens and people really peacefully protest about, and it swells and gets bigger and bigger because the whole world see the inequality of wherever it's happening, and the whole world as a human race gets involved to protest in all the different countries, all the different cultures, because they see there's something happening with our brothers and sisters, no matter what culture it is wrong. And as we the people, we need to make a change and come together. So when you all come together, And that's what I don't understand. If it takes so many votes to put somebody in an office, whether it's the mayor, councilman, sheriff, whatever it is, that means you, the people, have to make that happen. So if you have to come together to vote somebody in to make it happen, then when something is going wrong or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, then why don't y'all come together as the human race in unity and then fight that thing? That one person can't fight everybody. If you notice, anytime people really get up and protest, then things start happening to change, because you can't sit there as a person, a so-called person of authority, and all these people start uprising as a unit, no matter what culture they belong to. You get this uprising of everybody, then that person like, we got to make a change here. We got to give up something. We got to do something, but we got to bring this back down, because we the people is asking for a change, and it looks like they're not going to stop until a change happens. That's why it says we the people. You got together to put them in, then you get together and make the changes you want, not what they want. I don't know what's taking y'all so long to get that. We the people are the power. So stop letting stuff separate you by color and culture, and come together as the human race and make things change. It's not going to change if you keep letting them have you. You know what? Good example of the colorism, even inside. Let's just say I had 3 kids. One is dark, one is brown, and one is light. And if I keep telling the one that's dark that you just ugly, you're dirty, your big nose, big lips, and then the one in the middle, hey, you all right. I give them some props every day. Then the light skinned one, you just so pretty. You got good hair. You got green eyes, and there's gonna be some fighting amongst them, because again, the so-called leader, the head of everything, is saying to the different ones and putting in their mind what they should be. And then they become that thing that I call them. And then there go to separation. They go to resentment. They go to jealousy. They go to envy. So don't let people, I don't care who it is, it's done on every level. Households, cities, state, United States, government, churches, everybody is doing it. Know who you are in God. Know who you are in God. Know who you are in God. When you really be set free, for whom the Son is set free and free indeed, if you are truly free and been set free in your mind and in your heart, and you know that if you show love to everybody, no matter who they are, saved, unsaved, no matter what culture they are, it says, if you don't know how to show love, then you don't know God, for God is love. So that means you're supposed to be, number one, you're supposed to be set free. And then you're supposed to be as God and love everybody. Why? Because you don't know what people was teaching their kids, bad teaching, whether they taking word out of context and everything else. You don't know what people have taught, what people have been through, how people have been abandoned, how people have been abused, how people have been sacrificed. That's why it says, if you don't know how to show love, you don't know God, for God is love. That's why we have to show love to everybody each and every day, constant and consistent, so we can reprogram their mind from what they learned and what was taught to them, to let them know that they're supposed to show love, aka God, all the time, no matter what is going on in their life, what's happening, what people do to you, how they treat you. You are still supposed to be God, aka love, and represent God in that way to these people. Because long as you show love and be genuine and authentic with it and don't want nothing in return with it, then you'll see how that'll make things change. And then you'll see how that can get us back as a human race under the guise of love, aka God, to then for all of us to get together and fight inequality and injustice, because now we're looking at each other as brothers and sisters with love for one another. And that's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we have to do. If you're a true child of God, be that. Be love. Be God. Show it all the time. Constant and consistently. On a daily basis. Every day. Every day. You hear me? Because that's what we're called to do. That is what we're called to do. So, this has been Brother Dow McGriff. Love Sync Ministries. I'm on the men's side. And I'll holler back at y'all on some other things when it comes to children, marriage, love, the whole 9 yards. But I just had to get that off my chest tonight. It's Saturday. I ain't going out to do nothing. So I may well come over here and get wild on the YouTube. So y'all take this with you. Take that big kiss, because I love each and every one of you. And always, like I said, imparting. Show people love each and every day, constantly and consistently, because you never know when you run into somebody and you might be the only love that they have experienced their whole entire life. So that means you can change somebody's life in that one instance. And if you and showing somebody love don't mean you have to talk to them. If you have love for somebody, God will give you the discernment of the situation where they just might need a hug and nothing else. So walk in that love. And again, therefore, who the Son has set free is free indeed. So as my wife would say, free your mind, free your soul, free your heart, live free, but ever free. All right, till next time. Hey, don't be laughing at me. You weren't supposed to laugh at me. You were supposed to do this. So until next time, Brother Don McGriff, y'all stay in love. Treat everybody with love, starting with yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, go to 1 Corinthians 13, start at verse 4 all the way down to verse 8. You do that. It'll tell you love is patient, love is kind. It'll go all the way down to it says love never fails. So if you don't know how to show love, you don't know how to show love to yourself, you don't know how to get in the right frame of mind for it, go to that 1 Corinthians 13 and start at love is patience. Because right above that, it is said, you got all those that clamor about speaking in tongues and da. What did that tell you? All that stuff. Speaking in tongues, talking about you're a prophet. You got the gift of prophecy and all that kind of stuff. But that word says, you may have all that, but guess what? If you don't have love, you ain't nothing but a clinging cymbal just making some noise. So remember, it's showing you and letting you know how important God is, aka love. And I'm ended on this one, and that's why it says you have to show love. And if you don't know how to show love, then you do not know God. So don't claim that you know God if you're not showing love to everybody. Everybody. It ain't picking and choosing. Don't make me go to the scriptures where your prophet Jesus or your God Jesus or your Lord Jesus tell you you're supposed to love everybody. Basically give them the shirt off your back, love your enemies, don't look for nothing in return. So if you're not showing love to everybody you meet, I don't care if they slap you, spit on you, and if they slap you, hey, you got right to put your hands on them. That's the law of the land. So, but I don't care if they slap you, push you, or whatever, call y'all out your name, you still supposed to love them and show them what God is all about. Because see, some of y'all take that Old Testament stuff and then y'all make people think that God is going to kill them and maim them and blow their house up or break their car down and all that kind of stuff. That ain't God at all. Again, we're going to get into all that one day. But walk in love, walk in freedom, free your mind, free your soul, free your heart, be forever free, and always walk in love. Till next time, Brother Darwin McGriff. Also, make sure you have joy and peace. Happiness is an emotion. You don't want an emotion. You want that what is come of God. Joy and peace. That's a God-given gift. And if you give it up, that's on you, not God. All right? Till next